either maybe it was a stage, I don't know. So here we go. We're gonna see ZSS versus Ganon. Sansko's Ganon. So rounding out the heavies for the day with the King of Evil himself, Mr. Ganondorf. Let's see what this Ganondorf's gotten to. We haven't really seen many Ganons around here since the Seabass, who was doing pretty well in these tournaments for a little while with Ganon. Speaking of like read heavy characters, this is probably amongst the most read heavy, one of the heaviest reading characters that you will see in this game. And speaking of which, letting that up smash, how did it happen so fast? I guess he just landed a couple straight hits, and that's all it really takes. So that's the thing about Ganon, that's the thing about Bowser, that's the thing about all these heavies. They provide so many opportunities just in being able to hit like a ton of bricks. Alright, nice shooting coming out from Webb. Okay. That's scary, yeah, you can't really even flip jump over Ganon because he's gonna hit you with the sword. ML, thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it. ML probably the longest streak of subs, followed probably by Zone. That's the Zone, thank you guys. Who I'd probably be in call with if I wasn't commentating this right now. But anyways, here we go. I don't, yeah, if I'm WebbJP, I'm staying as far away from Sansko as I can. Sansko has a certain way of hitting buttons in a really good way that makes him very scary to fight. That was a really good run-up. Run-up boost kick. That was a really smart play because it looked like Sansko was just getting ready to drop with another aerial that would have otherwise hit because he's been hitting them this whole first game. I think Webb's finally really, just as I say, that's 2 kills with up smash. Yeah, I anticipate seeing a lot safer play coming out of WebbJP now. Gets snacked a couple times with that sword. Alright, so this is kind of equally scary, I think, for each person. Possibly even more scary for Webb at this point. Because even the movement options for ZSS, like, we've been seeing, like, they're usually safe and they'll get you around your opponent, but when you have such a huge swing radius like Ganon does, it's not nearly as safe as you think. Like, being able to do flip kick, like, you still might get caught, like, but a lot of times you don't get caught at all. Because it's such a good movement option, but... Okay, that should be it. Yep. No, I lied. I'm sorry. Not it. Man, that's a Ganon doing Sansko. All the things I expected to see happen, that was not one of them. Not Ganon going to Sansko, but just that up air finishing it the way it did. So that was surprisingly, like, I don't even know how to define that first game, but the first, yeah, Ganon's pretty thick. Definitely chunk. But yeah, I mean, damn, that hits from a long way. Whew. Alright, well, could be in for a long one. I just realized I forgot to change. This is best of 5. And so this could be a potential game 5 in the making. I really couldn't tell you. I kind of thought the Ganon was coming in as a meme or whatever, but Sansko really does have the deep pockets. Understands how to play a heavy in this game really well. And we're seeing it. Yeah, we got to see some DK earlier. Not super successful, but we got to see it and it wasn't bad. Bowser obviously usually paying the bills for Sansko, and then now the Ganon. We also saw K-Rool as well, so we got four big boys. And the okay. You know, I think Webb really doesn't want to lose this. I'm surprised. I'm actually very surprised to see this because I think even in these situations, he must just really find it frustrating against Ganon. Even, you know, it could be a bad matchup, but there's just something in the way that Sansko plays, right, that calls out some of his options. With ZSS, that's enough to be like, okay, I'm just switching characters. Probably enough cheese to where he's like, I'll just match it with Lucas cheese, and then it's just like an extra cheesy set. That's kind of what I'm thinking is the psychology. I could, however, be completely wrong. But even now, even just seeing the way Webb is keeping his space away from Ganon versus how he was able to do that with ZSS, I totally understand why. PK Fire in itself looks like it's just so useful here. Ganon doing the big body and getting thrown around by it, whereas ZSS kind of still has to get him close. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Hugo. Yeah, ZSS, not super heavy. You know, all it takes is a couple good reads, and they're flying around the air so much, it's a little easier to throw out some of those reads. Good delay on that, and okay. Good delay on that from Webb. Does make it back to ledge, just enough time to charge up Sansko and hop on his head. Yeah, and here comes the stuff, and it looks like the Webb not missing a stride with Lucas at all. Another good delay. And another good punish for it. I'm not going to take the stock this time, though. Okay, yeah. So, case in point, looks like Lucas against heavies much better than ZSS against heavies. And there was a couple stocks there that I'm going to look at because Lucas gameplay, as tilting as it can be, is kind of pretty at high end. So here, we're going to see this, which delayed recovery, good reaction for the footstool. That definitely looked intentional. And this one, a little bit different, same sort of idea. Right after that very similar situation of delaying his recovery, all he had to do was just deploy the back air. And that was it. It's going to be Webb getting the game back. Taking things to game 3, and here we go, just like that. We got ourselves a little bit of a counter pick war. I do see the Bowser back in the arena. Yeah, so I will say Sansko's Bowser is definitely way different than those other heavies. I mean, Ganon was pretty impressive game 1, I will say. But the Bowser just seems to be a little bit of a different tier. Probably the best heavy, even per Sansko themselves saying that. So we'll see what that really changes, because it still looks like Lucas does very well against heavies regardless. And this isn't just any Lucas. This is the WebbJP Lucas coming out of a rest for this one particular set. I don't think I've seen Webb's Lucas in quite some time. I would say it's probably been a couple months on the stream. Whoa. That looked so weird. The wind box from the fire kind of moved him off, you know, off the trajectory of normal, and then Webb just kind of adjusted with the PK Thunder. So yeah, Webb's totally turning up. This is just, this looks like just the choice against heavies. And especially heavies being a little bit frustrating and scary to play against on Wi-Fi. I don't blame him for just going for it. just not worth the frustration with the ZSS. But not counting Sansko out yet. He is down a full stock. But he is also, oh my goodness. Okay, Webb. You got it. So that is some very big plays coming out from Webb. Casually. This is the guy's been playing ZSS all day. And then just comes out, losers finals. Just to stunt a little bit with Lucas. That right there was incredible. And then let's look at this last stock here. Totally predictive. He's just like, well, you're gonna recover, so now you're gonna die. I won't be surprised to see another character come out for Sansko just to maybe try something different, because that looked a little bit brutal. I could be wrong. At the very least, it looks like we're getting a stage switch. Although I do think Sansko should probably stick to their guns, Bowser, and that's exactly what's happening. I'm glad to see that, because I don't think it's a character. I think it's just Webb is crazy with Lucas. And to Town and City we go. Looks like Sansko's trying to buy themselves a little bit extra space with the real estate available in Town and City. I don't know if it's going to be what he really needs, but so far off to a good start. That nearly killed. And Webb totally content just to take that HP. Yeah, good play by Sansko on the ledge. Had Webb off for a good while there, and also prepared to take him out. So that was actually really huge considering this point with Webb up 2-1. Really, really needed that. Not going to take the stock, but pretty sleek setup nonetheless. We'll see what the move is that does that if he finds it right now. Sansko doing a fantastic job keeping Webb on the ledge for a long while. I feel like if there was a tracking for such a statistic right now, I would say most of this game isn't played on the ledge, but Sansko standing over it. Looking for the roll-in, not going to get it. Webb is going to happily take his place back on stage and in neutral. And that should be it. Yeah, up throw for sure. Lucas has 3 kill throws, 4 if you want to count the confirms from down smash. So 186, you're Bowser, you're dead. Also, so is Lucas. So Sansko going to continue with the full stock lead. See what they can do from there. So looking pretty good for Sansko. I don't know what we're going to see after this game with the counter pick ZSS or if he's going to stick, but that was really convincing from Sansko. A totally different game from game number 3 that we just saw. So just like that, we're in a game 5 situation, and Webb's going to have to sweat a little bit here. This is not a situation that feels good to be in. I feel like this is one of those things, though. This is a situation we've seen Webb in a lot in these events, where he'll go game 3 or 5, and one of the sets, like, he just gets wiped. It just kind of happens. It looks like just the game sort of didn't go his way, and now he's gonna look for something else. After that game 2, though, it's funny to see how polarizing some of these matchups can be. Also, thank you for the follow, Pete Dog. And yeah, I mean, we've already looked at bracket here. We're at the end of bracket, but let's just take a quick look here as we look through top 8, since we are in a Game 5 situation now. So, currently waiting in Grand Finals is ZSS, the hero main, coming out of nowhere, unfamiliar. No prizes tonight in Air SSB. We've actually had prize pools for the past 6 months, but we are out of resources. So, sadly, that is how it goes. And that is actually something I want to talk about instead of bracket. Yeah, so there was some prize pools on these events for a good 6 months and some paid casting and all that. It's tricky to sustain that because it's not really sustainable. Like, you give people money for winning events online, and it's really cool for a little while. It doesn't really translate to much, but I think it will over time. I have a lot more to do with that, but that'll be for another time. For right now, though, nothing. Just some Wi-Fi pride, I suppose. Yeah, so Game 5. And this is so tricky. This is the same situation Webb was in the last game and makes it back up despite the proper read from Sansko, just missed time. And this is the one thing, is Webb is going to look for these vortexes to stick Sansko in, and that's kind of what he needs. Otherwise, this looks like a whole thing of just Webb being caught up on ledge and Sansko keeping him there. Sansko's really doing all of the right things right now. Webb's sort of having a really difficult time finding any way in, really. Here we go, on the edge once again. Which has been a terrible place. Terrible, terrible place for WebbJP this entire set. And the PK Magnet sending all kinds of weird angles. I still don't understand that move completely. Yeah, more PK fired. Wow. And up throw to do it. And 208% later. Webb's really got to settle down now. Ball is very much in Sansko's court here. Nearly a full stock lead if he takes his stock very soon. But we have seen what Webb can do with Lucas in these situations where it looks like he's down a lot. Nice fade through on Sansko. Yeah, I was going to say Sansko is just a grab away, really, from taking the stock, and he really wants it. That's probably it, definitely. All right, Sansko, one stock away from moving on the Grand Finals. Webb, gotta sweat a little bit to find a lead again. Gotta be careful out there. Bowser Flame Breath is just so good in these edge scenarios. And here's an opportunity for Webb, going for it right there. Probably taking a huge sigh every time he makes it back from the ledge, because Sansko is just going to keep it pressed there this entire set. Really, really good. Really, really, really good gameplay coming out from Sansko like that. Knowing the right options, and that's what you got to be about if you're playing these heavy mains. You just got to really know the reads. And God, Sansko really trying to end it out there. Back throw, gonna keep Webb in the game at a scary % against Bowser. That 100 really could die at anything, including that up smash if it connects. Also able to do something like this. Oh my God, are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see it or no? Like that, game evened up, if not in Sansko's favor, just because he's got the big man. And it. Decisively so. So that was going to be Sansko winning a clincher there in Game 5. And moving on to the Grand Finals, Webb, honestly, really, really well played. I feel like Sansko just... Yeah, that was a really good set. That's all I could really say about that. Sansko hung in there tough. Honestly, he was controlling those last couple games really, really well on the ledge. That was the whole game was won there. I don't have all the replays because I'm sitting here casting and doing all the other things that I haven't. But like if I had the replays, there was just so many interactions on the ledge where Sansko just kind of had Webb there for the entire stock several times. And that was pretty much all it took. I think Webb found the momentum just a little bit too late, but otherwise really, really well played by both players. Really well played. There's been some good sets tonight, despite not having any prizing and all that kind of thing, and having a casual bracket. We're seeing a lot of good Smash, and I could definitely appreciate that.